Hey there everyone, it's Scott once again and welcome to another video. I'm going to be talking about the Cowboys versus Eagles pregame video. But before I get into that, I was going to let you know that apologies for not posting a video for almost a week, I should say, because this very computer had its problems. I think I mentioned this before in my previous video. I was doing a thumbnail for Last Blood on 3D Paint. And for some strange reason, it was having problems, and I got tired, and I actually decided to shut down the computer. Then when I, waited for a little bit, started it back up, apparently it said there was no hard drive in there, so I had no idea what was going on. So eventually, I would later test it, and it turns out, it was a bad hard drive. So yesterday, on Friday night actually, bought a new one at Best Buy, bought an SSD one. Not quite as much... that was unexpected, but anyways, not as much, it wasn't 1 terabyte like this one was, but of course it was a 1 terabyte hard drive. This one was, of course, SSD, and it tends to boot faster and run a little faster. So I got that, and now my computer's working. Plus, I had a little bit of help from my mom, and got the Dell recovery stuff onto a flash drive, and we were able to put it all in there, start it up, and now my computer's back in operational mode for sure. Only drawback is I don't have MS Office on here. Originally, when I bought this computer, it was technically used, but it wasn't used a whole lot, supposedly. And it had MS Office, it was touchscreen, it was Windows 10, because, as much as I would like to have Windows 7, by next year in 2020, I believe around January, so all security-related, updates for that's going to be discontinued for that program. So yeah, that's why we have to switch to Windows 10 now. So that's the reason. But yeah, this is touchscreen, so I got it for an okay price, but luckily the SSD drive was only like $75 or so, 75 and change. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, so now this computer's back in operational mode and I can start recording again. But anywho's back on the subject of the Cowboys versus Eagles. The Cowboys and Eagles rivalry has been going back for quite some time, Still hasn't gone away. It's always been an intense rivalry, probably even a little more intense than the Redskins, because the Eagles always have the swagger, the persona, and just the fact that they have some swagger to them, and just the whole emotional thing. They always, it's always going to be in a dogfight with Philadelphia, no matter what the records even indicate on those on those circumstances. So yeah. It's funny how we're both 3-3, especially since we're coming off an embarrassing loss, and they're coming off a loss as well. But the one thing that I definitely will have to give Philadelphia, in all honesty, is their coaching. They have some pretty smart coaching, and they definitely have an owner that knows how to acquire talent and knows how to get some impactful players that can still be effective in their schemes. Where unfortunately with us, we don't have very smart coaching. We have an inept coach, an inept owner. I mean, maybe a good GM, but who was it? Was he a good owner? I can't remember. But he, you know what? Either way you slice it, Jerry's an inept person because he still thinks that Garrett's Belichick or Peyton combined, and I for one don't believe that because Garrett does not know how to maximize talent. I'm sorry. Peterson is a pretty smart coach, and he definitely has all of the intensity, the swagger, and knows how to call effective plays, whether it's running or passing. He knows how to utilize his players and maximize the players in that same retrospect. So yeah. And despite they have injuries, we've had injuries, that they probably still have some key injuries. We might be getting a few injuries back, but I don't know. Because here's the thing, in all honesty. We still have no identity. I have no idea what team's going to show up. That's why I'm still not really convinced that this, I'm just in an unconvinced mode that if we really are going to be winning this game. I'd like to believe we will. I like to believe this could be the one game that really turns our season around after the 3-loss slump we've been in. So yeah, I have no idea. This might be a moment to turn around, but I wouldn't be surprised if we blow this because that seems to be the Garrett motto. Have like moral victories where we look like we're going to win, but we come come up short in the end. So yeah. I mean, the Eagles. Speaking of injuries, they have Deshaun Jackson out. Their linebacker Nigel Baldwin or Bradham, I forget what his last name is, out. I think one or both their defensive tackles are out as well. One's already technically on IR, so I think one of their cornerbacks, Maddox, is out. Possibly Jason Peters might be out. And there's so many other injuries I can't really think of. I wouldn't be surprised. And as far as for us, we suppose we might be getting Smith and Lyle Collins back, our two key players in our O-line, so yeah. But Cooper is questionable since he only played a very little bit in that Jets game, so I really don't know what to expect if he's going to play or not. Because as much as I like Michael Gallup, he's probably still not quite, well from having that little knee surgery. Elliott hasn't been performing up to standard, but unfortunately it's because recently our line has kind of really deteriorated. Martin's probably still dealing with his back issues. Cameron Fullerman is probably not exactly a good backup left tackle. Maybe on the right he's okay, and he should stick to being on the right side. And yeah, it all depends on what kind of play calling and scheme they're running. If they're going to run Garrett's scheme, if Moore's not really calling, any of the design plays that he created, or even maybe the good plays out of Garrett's book, I have a feeling we're going to be sloppy and typical poorly executed, missing not just into the blitz or blown assignments, on both sides of the ball, especially on defense. If you allow, if one guy blows an assignment, it could be a huge play, all the way for a touchdown or for a lot of yardage. So honestly, I don't know what to expect. I really want us to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if we blow this game. I'm probably not going to, have a heart attack over this because, that's to be expected. It seems like I said before, we always come up short, moral victory. I honestly don't know what to expect. I want us to win, but I'm just in not sure mode and unconvinced that we can really turn around. I want to believe that we can, but I'm just really sick of Jason Garrett just wasting this very talented roster. I mean, yeah, I know we've been injured, but come on. You should be able to create some creative plays that can, maximize your talents. I haven't even seen any read option plays or run play action, RPO type of stuff, It's getting sickening. If we do win, it's probably not going to be by much. If we do win. If we blow them out, hey, that's great, but that probably all ensues that Garrett's still here. But I wouldn't be surprised if we win this game and then blow the next game against New York, because we are facing a bit of a different team there. So, anywho, I don't know what to expect. Hopefully Dak will have a good game. Hopefully Dak can bounce back. Hopefully, Kellen Moore can call some very good plays that can take advantage of the opposing defense. But we'll see. We shall see if if Peterson's words, definitely guarantee him the victory on Sunday night. So it's going to be an interesting one for sure. So go Cowboys. Anywho, I'll see you folks in another video. If you like, by the way, sorry. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Feel free to sub to more content, and I'll keep grinding out the videos as best as I can. So hopefully we'll come up with a victory, but I wouldn't be surprised if we don't. So there you go. I will see you folks later. Later.